What's up, guys? Abstract Tiger Productions, and this is a very generic intro. I'm Chris,
I'm Drew.
and yeah, that's what we got. It's very generic, not changing hardly anything about it. The only thing we could probably do is the order of introductions. But
Or
here
the
we
person
are.
Giving it.
What?
Or the person giving it.
Yes, that is true. We are here with a recap of a little tiny independent show that just, well, at this point is wrapped up about a couple weeks. No, 1 week. Yes. Relatively speaking. And it was a quaint little thing, you know. It was just, you know, we had this odd title called Andor.
Yeah.
Okay,
Who's he?
Who dat? If you have not watched Rogue One, you actually probably like, who dat?
Oh, man.
If you're one of the people who are watching Star Wars chronologically,
Spoilers?
yeah.
Bing, 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 bing,
Spoilers,
bing, bing, bing,
yeah.
bing, bing.
Make sure you watch the show before you watch this, because we are definitely going to get into the whole spoiler territory. This is
much.
Yeah, this is just going to be a kind of a wrap-up review of the season. I'm going to try to keep this as on track as possible, but overall, I did like it.
Mm-hmm.
It had a lot of nitty-gritty.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed that, well, there is a lot of dirt that kind of you don't see in the original trilogy, per se.
Yeah.
About how the whole rebellion and the Rebel Alliance and all that fun stuff, you know. Basically, the first 3 episodes are dealing with a heist. They're stealing money from the Empire. Basically, what they say was like the entire quarters, like an entire sector's like quarters worth of pay or something like that. Potentially,
You are correct with the theme, but you are incorrect with the number of episodes.
I mean, I'm just rounding it out because 3 and 3.
Yeah, the first 3 was introducing Andor and Ferrix.
Yeah.
Then the next group of 3, so
That
4,
was,
5, and
yeah,
6.
Yeah. So okay, yeah. Yeah.
Each storyline took a 3-episode arc. Is basically what we're getting
for the
to.
most part. Yes. The last one, I think they stretched it out maybe over about 4, maybe. Kind of, somewhat of a breather after the heist episode, kind of. But then we did see a K2 series droid.
KX is what it is in the captions.
Yeah. Well, if you watch that with captions, but yeah.
I do watch with captions
But
because
yeah, it is the series that, you know, K2SO is from, but
yeah.
Yeah, so and we basically, I mean, if you watch, you know, show, you know, watch the show, we already, you know, we're gonna get into spoiler territory. We know about the show. It's named after the guy, Cassian Andor. The one thing that I was kind of really hoping, the whole in the first couple of episodes where they're showing the flashbacks of him as a kid, and the whole ship that's crashing, and everybody turned yellow.
Yep.
Why didn't he turn yellow? I mean, obviously it might have been some sort of, I don't know if it was some sort of pathogen or it was some sort of like chemical leak. I don't know. When it was never really explained.
I don't believe that they were turning yellow. I believe that race of aliens that was piloting the ship for the Republic
Was yellow?
was yellow.
Okay.
Because there was one that didn't have a mask on, and they were still yellow. The other ones that did have a mask were still yellow.
Okay. I don't know.
There was some kind of a toxic leak, because when Clem and Marva show up
there's a conversation with him and his new remother or whatever.
Yes. Adopted mother, foster mother.
Yeah.
Um,
That everybody was dead on the planet.
yes.
Now.
And then they came across him.
Yes. Beating just the computer console with a stick.
Yeah. Because
And-
his own reflection scared him.
Yeah, cause
was the reason.
he never saw himself.
Yep.
Because he was a child of the forest. He's a wood elf. Sorry. I'm gearing up for a D&D big D&D campaign.
And he was
campaign session.
And he
weekend.
was all decked out in his tribal makeup because he was trying to match that girl he had a crush on.
Yeah, maybe.
And then she died.
Yeah, she died. She got shot.
She got shot.
But
and it took a lot of darts to take that dude down.
Well, he had some sort of suit on. I would imagine it was some.
Well, they were hitting him in his neck.
Yeah.
It took a lot of darts.
Yeah. But it could have been taken him because his species, if that's what he was. For me, they looked human, but they were just turning yellow. I don't know. But
yeah.
Also, we also seen because when they were going to the ship, there was like this big giant strip mining operation going on.
Yeah, that was what the planet was.
Yeah,
was because again that was in the backstory that Clem and Marvel were talking about as they were entering the ship, was that it was a mining facility that they hit a pocket of gas. And the Republic decided that it wasn't good to stay there.
Yeah.
And then this ship apparently had a malfunction of some sort and crashed.
Yeah.
And the local residents, which were Casa's villagers, Cassian.
Yeah. Cassian Andor's
real name.
His
birth name was Casa.
Casa. Yes.
Casa. And Carrie? Keryi, I think, or something like that, is his sister's name. The sister we only hear about 3 times, and then just give up.
She's dead. She didn't survive. Nobody else survived.
Well, that's a great big plot point from the
Okay.
first 3 episodes that you just said, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Thank you, Tony
He had
Gilroy.
a sister, not anymore. Basically.
Yeah.
Is how that went down. Which, that was interesting, but, and then him getting, basically murder happy with the the stupid guards. They were drunk.
Pre-Ox corporate security.
Yes, they were drunk.
They just came out
belligerent.
How I'm trying to remember how Cyril's boss put it. They were on duty in a brothel that we shouldn't have. Yes. With money that they shouldn't afford, that they shouldn't be able to afford.
Yes.
And drinking on the job, which they shouldn't have been doing in the first place.
Yes.
He's like, you're 0 for 3 there.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason you got killed.
Yes.
But
yeah, which kind of sheds light on, for those of you who have seen Rogue One.
Yeah.
He's been murder happy for. Because he
does not
killed
have an
the one
itchy
guy.
blaster finger.
Yes, he killed the one guy that informed him of the Emperor's plans, that had broken his arm and couldn't escape. So he just shot him and. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch Rogue One because now that I'm thinking, I know it's not Melchi because Melchi's actually on Scarif.
No, yeah, he's there. He's one of the.
But like
he
my
dies,
brain is like,
but...
wait, did he just shoot Brasso?
No.
Was that Brasso
It was
he was
somebody
talking to?
else. I don't know. It could have been somebody else that he was in prison with. I'm
gonna have to go back and rewatch it just to see that dude's face because they knew each other.
Yeah, at some point, but it could have been since he'd been in in Rebel Intelligence or whatever.
Oh yeah, we might meet them in season 2.
So yeah, and the little trash can droid. B2.
Emo.
Yeah.
You called it a trash can droid.
I mean, not as trash canny as like a gonk droid, but which can actually
you were
pass.
About to call out Chopper.
No.
Chopper looks more like a trash can than B2 does.
No. Chopper looks like somebody took a regular sized R2 unit and cut it in half and then put a top on it.
Yeah, but it looks like one of the little trash cans with the little open top, and you just...
That's what gonk droids look like.
Gonk droids just look like...
trash cans. Anyways. It's... I don't...
And that's when we were offending all the little rabbit droids that actually pick up trash. Or mouse droids, not rabbit droids. Mouse droids.
We got to see him with a kind of a shiny new paint job in the flashbacks, and then now it just seems to be struggling. Obviously,
he can't keep a charge for longer than a day.
Yeah, not good. Needs a major overhaul or something. But now he's residing with the one guy, which I think he's dead now. I don't know. After the finale, I don't know.
Who?
The one guy that was like the big friend of the family.
Brasso? The big tall...
yes,
the one they call Big Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Brasso survived.
Okay.
So, actually...
There was a lot of people who was getting shot in that finale.
I actually have it in my notes.
Yeah, he's residing
who
with
survived.
them. Yeah.
Jez, which is the current president of the Daughters of Ferrix. Pegler, the one that ran the scrapyard. Bix, Brasso,
yeah,
B2 Emo, and they all escaped on Clem's old ship.
Right. They got on that and then took off. Yes.
Yep. And I had Cassian on there too, and when he was like, "I can't go,"
I don't know if
scratched
you
him
noticed
out.
it. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed it, but in that shipyard there is a Y-wing.
I did.
Okay.
I saw the Y-wing.
It's like, ooh, hey, I saw that. Yeah.
I saw the Y-wing. One of the best things from the pilot episode, and my wife watched this with me, and she grabbed the remote out of my hand and rewind, play, and it was the Scrap Hounds.
Oh,
when they ran by B,
peeing on him. Yeah, okay, that's.
She was like, "Wait, I gotta watch that again." She's like, "That's what you get, picking on my little droid buddy."
Well, he was painted red like a fire hydrant.
But he's not a fire hydrant, and he was moving.
I know. Well, no, whenever he detected him, he stopped and then closed up and just kind of sat there.
Yeah, he kind of turtled down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh,
but,
we're still in the first quarter. Good Lord.
Okay. Then, yeah. First, yeah. So, yeah, and then we see Cassian, he came back, he'd stolen this very valuable piece of Imperial tech. And then we meet the guy who wears a wig. We meet Professor. Oh crap! I can't.
I just lost it too. I was gonna make the same joke. Oh. Eric Selvig.
Eric Selvig, yes, with clothes on. But not crazy.
This time.
Yes. Yeah. Those of you who have no idea, you haven't watched any Marvel at all in the past 15 years. You need to get out from underneath the rock that you're in to go watch that. Anyways.
Oh, man.
So, he's a Skarsgård. So
he's the Skarsgård. Everyone else is around him. He is the Skarsgård. The rest of them are either brothers or kids.
Which puts him in the Venn diagram of a Skarsgård.
He's the Skarsgård. He is the patriarch of the family.
But he is got a dual life. He's playing a I guess what you could say an antiquities broker, seller, connoisseur.
Yeah.
I have seen the gigantic, obviously they're not the real thing, but the gigantic replica of the Jedi Helicon and Sith Helicon in his back. Yes.
So
along with, I saw one of the energy shield things from the Gungans. And
there was one more really big Easter egg that everyone lost their mind on.
Yeah, there was like a suit of Mando or armor somewhere.
It wasn't Mando armor.
It wasn't Mando armor.
No. It's the actual armor that Starkiller wears in the Force Unleashed video games.
Oh, okay.
So that was the armor that was hanging up next to the holocrons.
Okay.
When episode 4 or 5, when it showed a really good shot of that angle,
Yeah.
everybody lost their minds. Like online, it was nuts. That's
Yeah.
one of the great things about weekly release rather than straight binge.
Yeah.
Is the community can be a community.
So yeah, he's got his ties hooked up with Mon Mothma, which it makes sense, but I never really thought about it until the series.
Yeah.
Series, her having a husband and a very obnoxious teenage daughter, which apparently is going to be married off.
Yes,
to the one guy.
Such is the tradition and custom of the Chandrilan.
Yes.
I guess wealth.
I thought it was, from my understanding, it was just in Chandrilans in general.
Well,
I mean, it's probably a little bit
the
more
daughter of a
high-profile.
wealthy family goes with the son of a wealthy family.
Right. I
which
think
is
it's
how
a little
Perrin
bit
and
more.
Mon-
Yeah, I think it's more of like a more high profile
Yeah.
with the more wealthy. But yeah, her husband is, I guess, what you can say is there, but not really participatory.
Yeah.
But also thinks her adversaries in the Senate are fun.
Yeah. I actually got. I love that you brought that up. I got Mon's daughter is incredibly rude, and the dad (parentheses Perrin) thinks it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Eye rolling emoji. Because she was like, I'll only go with you if Dad says it's okay. And he's like, you brought this upon yourself. I have it.
So,
in
which
here
makes
about
me wonder, whenever she finally, I guess, separates herself from, from the Galactic Senate, and goes full time to the the Rebel Alliance Council or whatever she becomes of. Did she just like up and leave them behind on Coruscant?
I get the feeling that we're going to get that answer in season 2.
Or they're dead.
I don't know the answer.
Well, the
we
daughter
don't have to
probably.
worry about the daughter. The
Daughter's
going to
be married off.
She's going back to Chandrila with Davos Golden's son.
Yes.
Perrin.
We don't know.
Perrin is going to end up in Canto Bight, apparently.
Yes. They
Where
mention
is my
that
hand?
quite often. Go to Canto Bight. Do your stuff there.
Which was a great way for her to cover up the missing money.
Mm-hmm.
I actually... That is
Right.
not a thought that ever came to mind. I thought what was going to happen was Vel was going to offer to give her sister a loan,
Yeah.
and that was going to reveal to everyone that she was part of the
Alliance.
Aldani
Robbing. Yes,
robbery.
Heist.
So basically, she's sitting on what they say 80 million credits.
Yeah.
Oh, sis, you need a loan for 400 grand?
Where
I'll be right back. Here you go.
I would like 40 million.
Because Mon specifically asked, "What does he have you doing?" And her line was something along the lines of, "Whatever I can, whenever I can."
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Because she basically quoted Cinta, where it was, basically, we eat last.
yeah. We last
Yeah.
the rebellion first,
Yeah, exactly.
which yeah.
Her and Cinta's relationship is very unorthodox.
And especially for Chandrilans, apparently, as well.
Well,
so,
I wasn't even talking about that. I was
Yes.
like, I was rooting for them when I found out they were the two individuals were a couple, and then Cinta just went hardcore to the right.
well, yes, because she basically had to fend for herself to get off Androni by herself.
Yeah,
Somehow, she probably stole a TIE fighter and flew away. I would imagine. She seemed to be that resourceful.
I was gonna say I don't know how anybody, because the first thing I would assume they do is they lock down all the airspace coming out of Aldani.
I mean, all she has to do is steal some uniform that fits her, because they don't show their faces, and just say, "I'm going on patrol," and then whoop.
Once the eye is over and there's
Yes.
no more booms.
Yes, once that is over and there's no more like teeny tiny missiles in space.
Okay.
Pretty missiles in space. That, I have to admit, was one of probably a very beautiful shot.
That was amazing.
Yes, it was a very good shot. And it's just like, wow.
I thought actually seeing the Kessel Run in Solo looked cool.
Well,
like all the lights
it's
and everything.
A different kind, because you also have a little bit more peril, and it's a little bit more actiony in that.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only you have the environment to deal with, you had a big giant space squid.
Yeah, and then it's just like climb, dive, climb, 7552. And in your rearview mirror, you just see TIE fighters go. Oh crap! Okay, so I do have a question for you.
I might have an answer.
It's the
if
show.
Not,
overall.
I'll make one up.
It's the show overall. It's not specifically about the point in the series that we're in.
Oh, okay.
What did you think of the intro?
Long.
Did you notice that the intro changed each episode? Or did you fast forward through the intro?
I did not fast... No, I did not fast forward through the intro. I watched it and then just like, okay. I think after a while I did kind of skip through it where the letters came into vision and just like, okay. But
yeah.
I don't know. I did not notice that, but...
Okay. So there's 12 episodes. The only time you hear the full intro is the first and the last. Everything else is individual instruments. The intro to the show is the funeral march from the finale.
Okay.
That's why I was writing notes, and I was like, the intro is the funeral march. That's why it sounds different.
Okay.
So first you hear the percussion, then you hear the horns, then you hear the two together, and you hear it all together in the 12th episode.
Yeah.
And then also, when they're walking down Rick's Road.
This may just be me, but I got real, like, marching band vibes from that. Specifically, Drumline with Nick Cannon.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. I was waiting for someone to be like... But no.
There's a movie throwback if, certain
2005, I think.
Whenever Nick Cannon was popular, yes.
He's still popular. He's got 12 kids. He's obviously very popular. And they're all with different moms.
Kind of popular. We're not talking about that kind of popular, okay?
He just had his 12th kid and they're all different moms. I'm just saying.
I'm saying
he's the host of Masked Singer, and they make that joke on him a lot.
Oh boy.
8 seasons in, and it's still going strong.
So, one thing.
Okay, back to where we were. Sorry.
Yeah. Just moving on.
Okay. Got that. K2? Not K2. KX. Sad face.
Yeah, I had heard a little behind the scenes that they were not going to introduce K2 until the second season.
Yeah, I'd heard that as well from Alan.
So
Tudyk
I wasn't
himself.
really looking forward, but it was. I mean, obviously, these droids are elsewhere, so it's like yeah, okay. There's another one. All right.
Well, I thought maybe we would meet K2 before he's reprogrammed.
Yeah.
Is what it was.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, cool. KX droid, okay.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. When he had that deep gravel voice, I was like, well, that's not Alan Tudyk. It could be Alan Tudyk, but it's not.
Yeah.
What did you think of Cyril? And his cereal?
That
was one of the worst things in that show. I don't have a lot of nitpicks, but the cereal, just why?
That whole thing with him and his mother, it played into a very specific stereotype that revolves around New York Italians families. It's just like, yeah, Uncle Harvard. He's the, we got a good job for you. It also had a little bit of flavors of maybe some Godfather feelings to it. I don't know. It was just like the mother was very overbearing, And it's like, okay. And him just eating his blue milk and cereal.
Cyril's mom made him a bowl of Cocoa Puffs with blue bantha milk.
And
I was like, why? And that's every meal you see him eating cereal. Every meal.
Like writers were trying to do a play on his name.
That's exactly what I think was going on.
We don't know what to do with this character now that he's been basically booted, fired. Okay, given the Imperial boot for trying to help, but no, they don't appreciate that. And speaking of which, his little one-sided crush with Deidre.
I don't know if it's so one-sided anymore after the finale.
You
saved my life. I should say thank you.
And then you won't ever have to. It's like, that's a bad
I'm a lock.
I expected him to do the whole typical, like, nom, 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 nom.
Everybody thought they were going to kiss him, and they didn't. I was
just
like, thank God.
That would have been weird. Funny, but weird.
Oh, my goodness.
They're going to make Callus. No, he's too off. That's one thing that I was really kind of hoping to see, but I figured Callus by this time has already been drafted by Lothal.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
I would like to see Callus.
Callus
I don't think we're going to go anywhere near... I
don't
think we're going to go anywhere near Lothal or anything like that because they want to keep Andor's story focused on the gritty, dirty side of the rebellion, whereas Rebels was the fun, we have hidden Jedi lightsaber
kind of
fun of the rebellion.
Yeah. But we also formed...
Although everyone thinks that Luthen is a Jedi in hiding.
Yeah. No, he's not.
I didn't realize this, but I bet Cyril has more cereal.
Okay.
I don't remember the notes when I was taking them. I was just watching the show. Okay.
Yeah. And then he ends up in the most mundane job ever.
Yes.
And then he's
fuel purity standards. The Bureau of Standards fuel purity officer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he put in 6 false requests to find Cassian Andor.
Yeah. But yeah, it was interesting to see her break in the middle of that attack at the end. Just kind of like, okay, she obviously had never really been a true field agent like Callus,
right?
But I mean, I guess they kind of sort of alluded to that. She was like a really high.
The way they made it sound was that she came from the unit of investigations as an analyst. And because of her strict attention to detail, they promoted her up.
Yeah, and it was also like one of those things where she was like, was
his name Garva, the boss guy?
Yeah, well, the one underneath Yularen, yes. Yularen was in this.
Yularen was doing mustache. I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
The one that looks like Bill Nye.
Yeah, like I said, he's the guy underneath Yularen. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to think about which one was Yularen. Yularen's the one that had the mustache after Aldani that was like, okay, now we're real mad.
Yes.
So
we're gonna do this, this, and this, and this.
The PORD. Porg. That was the first thing I thought when they said they were calling it the PORD. Okay, am I losing my mind?
Probably.
I'm gonna ask you. I haven't gone back to watch the trailer in a while, but I thought they advertised that Babu Freak was gonna be in Andor.
What?
Like, I feel like I watched a trailer and Babu Freak was at the end of the trailer.
I think that was a fever dream.
That's what I'm like. Am I losing my mind? Because I thought they were gonna introduce Babu Freak, and I'm like,
what? Why would they? I mean, no. That's
either Babu Freak is going to be, from my memory, there was 2 trailers that dropped around the same time. Mandalorian Season 3 trailer dropped, and the Andor Season trailer dropped. Or Season 1 trailer dropped.
I have watched neither of them, so you're talking to somebody who never
You did watch the Andor trailer with me, before watching the Andor show, which is what we're currently talking about. I'm trying to figure out why I didn't see Babu Freak in this. So it might have been in Mandalorian trailer. But I remember I was watching
Still,
one of the
again,
trailers from
why?
Comic-Con.
You don't need that. No. Anyways.
I thought maybe Bobby Freak is the one that reprograms K2. Is the reason why I thought that would make sense. But if it's Mandalorian, then I have no idea.
I don't know. It could be...
Comments are going to come after me so hard.
Again.
But I know for a fact I saw a trailer and I was like, Bobby Freak is in this? And I don't remember what show it was for.
Star Wars The Holiday Special 2.
They already did that. It was Lego. It actually wasn't bad. Ray was trying to teach Finn how to use the Force.
Yes. I watched it once whenever it originally came out, and that was about it. And I'm like, okay, that's enough.
The sacred text. Oh wait, we have all of them still. What?
Okay, so moving on from
Namek.
that Namek.
No, not the planet from Dragon Ball Z. We're not talking about Piccolo. Or Kami. No. No, Namek. The one, the young one from the Aldani heist.
Oh yeah,
he got crushed by the pallet of credits.
Yeah. Yes.
I was like, he'd already been shot.
He wasn't shot. Unless it was just in like the arm or something okay, I don't. It was just. I know he was like mushed, and I don't know with the doctor.
I thought he got shot in the shoulder, and that's why he was on the ground to begin with. And then when they took off,
no, he was in hiding.
Pallet slid, and it wasn't actually a pallet. It was
whatever
one of the loading carts.
Loading cart things.
I put pallet in here, and I realized I was wrong.
Yeah. Which I don't know. I wouldn't. I mean, sure, it'd be great to have your doctor have 4 arms, but if they, I don't know. It looked like they were going to save him, and then all of a sudden, oh nope, he dead.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the one guy that was trying to talk Cassie into just splitting the money.
Skeen.
Skeen. Cassie just stands up, blam, not a word, just shoots him, and then walks in and is like, Skeen was going to try to take all the money. Oh.
Yep. Give me my cut of 200,000 credits, which is what I was promised. And you doctor can have 30,000. Yeah. The doctor dude can have 30,000 for the ship in the barn. You can keep the what's it called?
Manifest.
No, the ship that they used to steal.
The loader, whatever. Anyways,
yeah, the Toldo loader or something like that. It's in my notes, but I didn't want to flip that many pages.
But yeah, and then he's like, "I'm going to leave now."
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did find it kind of ironic that all the time that the ISB was looking for Cassian Andor, once they figured out he was part of it, he was already incarcerated.
Yeah, under a different
alias, yes, but he was just like, the one place they would never look is already in their prison system.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And, okay, so can we talk about the prison?
Very THX 1138. I had seen some people come, it's very much like similar to that. Or at least had that feel because it's like super white and whatnot. But the whole thing with the taking off the shoes confused me for a second. And then I saw basically all the Imperial officers wearing snow boots. Like, okay, I think I know what's going on here. And then they demonstrated what was...
Yeah, I was following that same train of thought. I was like, barefoot? ? On program. Hands behind head, feet on the ground. Guards have big boots. Floors are electrified.
Yes.
And then
they
said
program,
tungstoid steel.
Yes. Yes. The whole on program really gave me Tron.
Me too.
Original Tron vibes.
I was like,
greetings, program.
Every time they say on program, it's like, greetings, user.
I keep hearing, Jeff Bridges.
Yes.
Greetings, programs.
Okay. Did you expect Andy Serkis to show up in this show?
No, I did not.
Was that like the best surprise ever?
And it also shows that
Big smiley. Andy Serkis? Ding!
In the flesh, not behind suit.
Do you know that he almost didn't take that role because he didn't want people to ask him questions about Snoke?
A lot of people were thinking, were
Because
you
they were
Snoke?
like-
Were you Snoke in this? No, I'm
Yeah,
not
that-
Snoke.
that
My character's not
Kino
Snoke.
and Snoke. This is like Snoke's origin story. He was like, I almost didn't take this because I was afraid that was going to happen. And then it still happened,
still
and he was
happened
like,
regardless.
I'm so glad I did this.
Yeah, so, but no, and yeah, the whole, you could definitely, he gets to really exercise his acting chops.
Oh.
I mean, more than just being as the, I mean, a monkey or Gollum, or, you know, any other thing, or Ulysses Claw, which is more comedic in nature rather than, you know, but he really gets to, you know.
He's also a brilliant director in his own right. So there's that too.
Yeah.
So when I get to see Andy Serkis, and I've watched, you know, his behind the scenes where he's being Gollum and Caesar and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You see his face with the mocap suit and the dots. He has such control over his individual facial muscles.
Trying those monkeys to ride horses. I can do. Sorry.
Wow.
It's a Shang-Chi reference.
Yes, it is. But he has such control over the individual muscles in his face that when it came time for him to give the instructions to the other inmates.
Yeah, how to basically it's time to
not the escape, like how to do the job.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Like he
his
was
little spiel whenever like Andor comes in.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is floor 5, section D, and I
level
am
5, room 2.
blah. Yeah.
And then D is for day shift. It's 12-hour shift. You're on table 5. There is a 7-member table, 7 tables per room.
Yeah. The whole thing, and he just keeps going and going and going, and just and he's just like walking around the entire room.
Yeah, with his little tablet tabbing things.
Yes.
Like he's done this so many times that it's just off the cuff for him.
Right, which, you know, I'm sure he practiced that whole little section of dialogue anyway, so, you know.
Well, however long Kino had been the foreman or the floor manager, he'd probably seen a lot of people come and go.
Yeah. And
come and go.
Yes. Well, unless you're on floor 2, doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
They blew it up. The maniacs. Sorry.
Okay. Using sign language to talk to the other prisoners. That was a really cool thing.
Yes. It took me. It was just like. I picked up on it as like, okay, they're doing that, but nobody's doing anything about it. Which should have been a little flag going ding ding ding. They don't have enough people really to keep control of the prisoners, and you know, as much as they can. They rely on this electrified floor thing to maintain order, like the Death Star. Analogous? Nah, couldn't be. Not in Star Wars.
I did think the steam showers were interesting.
Yeah, that gave me very much. Well, Nazi Germany vibes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought too. Because
just
obviously
to be blunt about it,
regular water if the floors are electrified,
right?
Which is how Cassian puts together how to.
Yes.
He's so freaking smart. They
jamming
showed
the
They showed him analyzing, thinking. We weren't watching Cassian be a character in his own show. Cassian was being our eyes. And that's one of the great things about the... We can get it at the elevator. Oh. The elevator's not electrified.
The elevator's not electrified.
So, like, you watch him just
jam
looking
it
around.
halfway up, so it just kind of stops there. So, no, we go down. Yeah.
Because they watched him and I didn't get that guy's name. on my notes because he
died.
He died very quickly. He
died.
got shot.
Yeah, he got
As
shot.
As soon as the breakout started, he got shot.
Yeah.
But he was like, see, I told you.
Yeah.
It's not electrified. He put his hand on the rail.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so another big thing. Where is it? Okay, here it is.
Well, the other thing that really was it's an interesting psychological bit of warfare.
Yeah.
If you think about it, your time that you are imprisoned for is not in years.
It's in shifts.
Yes, shifts. Yeah. Which each shift is 8 hours.
12.
12?
12-hour shifts.
Okay, 12-hour shifts. Okay.
Yep.
Oh. And
Ulaf had 41 left when he died.
Yes. Well,
no, 40 left. He had 41 left, and then they came in second to last.
Yeah.
He had a stroke.
Yes, he did, and then was euthanized.
Yep.
Yeah.
The day of the breakout, Kino had 216 shifts left.
Yeah. And then, because of the information that was found out because of what happened on basically floor 2, somebody had gotten all their shifts done and was supposedly released. But no, they got recycled back into the system, as it were, on floor 4. But then something happened and got sent back down to floor 2, and things went nuts.
No, what had happened... Okay. So, what had happened was the individual finished their shifts on level 2. They were put on level 4. They showed up and were talking to the other level 4 guys. Hey, I was just on level 2. And the communication with the sign language is how they figured it out. And so to stop anyone from spreading the story, they fried all of 2.
And blew it up is what they did. But yeah.
Level 3 electrocution. They fried them all.
Yeah.
Because they did it while they were in the containment area is where the shower is.
Okay.
Yeah, because they were finishing their shift. Is what it was. So,
from what I understood, it was like they thought somebody had been released and went to 4 instead, and then somehow got retransferred back to 2, which caused
word got back to 2. Is the way it was worded by the medical doctor, the medical prisoner.
Yeah.
Who is still a prisoner.
Yeah, he was still a prisoner, and
he's like, I can't save anyone.
Yeah, and he was wandering around during the prison break, just kind of looking, well, what am I supposed to do? Well, everybody else is escaping. He's just like, I don't. Who knows if he got out, and who knows if Kino got out? I have feelings he stayed put.
I can't swim.
I can't swim.
Well. That hurt. Like, that hurt my soul watching the show.
I almost was about to just like, well, you're about to learn. Cassie grab him and whoop, both of them off. That's what I expected to happen.
It seemed like a pretty far distance to swim to get to shore.
Yeah, it looked like Cassian was actually going to say something to him, but then he got knocked off with, what's his face?
Melshi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, okay, bye. We'll never see him again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a very intense. Just everyone yelling one way out.
Yes.
That scared the living daylights, and then it had that one
Kino's
scene.
whole speech written down.
Yeah, they have. No, we're not gonna have.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I'm saying like it was so powerful.
Yeah.
I had to write it down.
Right. And you see that one shot where I think like 4 guards are like shoved into a closet somewhere,
holding their little electric
rods, and this in the little all scared and whatnot.
Yeah, because he specifically says they don't have enough guards, and they know it. And if we wait until they figure it out, it'll be too late.
Yeah. And yeah. So yeah, it was.
And then something is happening concurrently with the breakout. Luthen is. We're finding out that Luthen has an ISB plant.
Yes. Yeah.
I never got his other name.
Yeah.
I still only know Lonnie.
Yeah.
I never got the other guy, the rest of his name.
Yeah, but he has an ISB plant inside the ISB. So yeah, he's wanting out, but he's like,
I have a newborn. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, well, too bad. Essentially, it's
like everyone has to do a sacrifice.
Yes.
It's like, oh yeah, what's your sacrifice? Insert best
Everything.
Star Wars monologue ever.
Yeah. And
that
then,
was great. I wrote that one down too because it's so good.
Yeah, and it's just like one of those things. I mean, how dedicated are you to the cause?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we see different versions of it. With what Saw was doing, being a little bit more terroristic in the matter. But even still, what was going on, it's still considered a little more underhanded, but not nearly as bad as what Saw apparently is doing.
Right, yeah.
But,
which we find out,
and then the one guy...
in Rebels that Saw even goes further off the...
deep end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luthen did a number on him. He was like, oh yeah, I'll work with Anto. He can't give us orders. Okay, so you... I know we're fast forwarding to episode 11 at this point.
Well, I mean...
But he's like, you don't want me to warn him, and you don't want me to go because...
No, because we want the ISB to feel proud of themselves, so they'll, calm down.
Yeah.
Because I know this is something, I mean, and I'm sure it stems back to, if you know Saw's history. For those of you who have not known, I mean, Saw is a person from Rebels who has been...
Clone Wars.
in Clone Wars. Who has been fighting on Onderon, for Onderon, for who knows how long, and then Onderon was...
Oh, in Bad Batch.
Something happened. Yeah, he was in Bad Batch very, very, very briefly. But he was a guerrilla warfighter on Onderon. He lost his sister, which really, I think, affected him. Because I think...
Yeah, that's where a lot of his darkness came from.
Yes, I think she was one thing that was kind of keeping him somewhat sane.
Well, he was... She was the one that was like... Okay, this is what we're gonna do. She was like the leader of the team, and he was all, he was a hothead. He was like, I can go in there and take him out myself. Da 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 da.
Yeah, but he's been fighting. It was like against the Separatists, and then the Empire became after. I think if it was after Onderon won its freedom. The Republic became the Empire, and then started all over again, trying to subjugate the whole thing. And he was fighting there, and then something happened, and he had to leave Onderon. Mm-hmm. By the time we see him, obviously in Rebels and Rogue One, he's
on Jeddah.
Yeah, ends up there, and that's his final resting place. But what?
Yeah, and this one he's on.
I don't remember what planet he was on, but he was
Pelgo.
But, he was somewhere. He had a little place there. It was interesting that he had black painted X-Wings. Well, not completely black, but...
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it was interesting. He's had an issue with seeing the bigger picture a lot. I mean, we see that a lot in Rebels with the one where they were doing... He wanted to destroy this communications dish. Well, they'll just build another one.
Yeah.
But he didn't, we could just take it over. He just... I don't know. He seems to not have much forethought. Or I didn't see the bigger picture or farther down the road than everybody else. Which, I think, also puts him at odds with most people.
It's in my notes somewhere because they talk about the Battle of Aldhani.
Anyways, so he had a couple little scenes, in this, Forrest Whitaker obviously reprising his role. So that's going to pick up.
Silas Pogo. There we go. Goodness gracious.
But I had a thought and I lost it. Oh well, moving on.
Episode 11?
Wrapping it up, it is pretty much, it's just, Mama Andor dies.
Yes, and one of the coolest traditions I think I've ever heard.
Yes. They take your ashes and basically bake it in with clay to make a brick, and you're put in this, like, wall. And it obviously has your name on it and stuff like that because, whenever Cassian comes back, everybody tells him, why are you here? You shouldn't be here. They're looking for you.
Yeah.
He touches the one that was for his, adopted father.
Yeah, Clem.
Yeah. Because he was killed by stormtroopers.
For trying to stop people from throwing rocks.
Yes.
Just because he was the
wrong place,
one
wrong time.
standing when they turned around.
Yeah. Wrong place, wrong time.
Wrong aim.
Yeah, well... and then the whole funeral thing. They obviously did not follow instructions. They went ahead, I guess, had the procession start at midday or whatever, as opposed to waiting the 2 hours.
Yeah, they were supposed to wait for lunch.
Yeah.
I actually have that line.
Yeah, and it's just like... What is that doing? When does the funeral start? When you hear the gong sounds, and then immediately, gong!
Yeah. Luthen...
Oh, okay. We're doing it now.
I have Luthen and Bell discussing the funeral, saying it's starting in a few hours. Or not.
We're not?
Because I was writing it as a... And then I started hearing the gong, and I'm like...
Nope, okay,
I had the same face that everyone else did, like, what is this happening?
Minute. Why is this happening now?
But the marching band was like, alright, let's go.
We're doing this. And then, yeah...
Okay, so the guy in the bell tower. Can we just say how awesome he is?
He lost one of his hammers, though. I wouldn't.
He did lose one of his hammers, but there's also
sure he went down and retrieved it after the smoke had cleared, but
probably
the one lone stormtrooper. Boom! Ah! I was like. What did you expect to happen? I mean, come on.
You thought he threw his hammer at the stormtrooper?
He threw his storm hammer.
He kicked him. He. This is Sparrock's kick.
I do not remember that.
Yeah, he kicked him. He set it down on the anvil. That's why I was wondering what you were talking about. He lost a hammer. Yeah, he set it down and kicked, and then picked it back up.
I guess I remember that scene differently.
You don't remember Budapest very differently.
Yes. Budapest.
Long way from Budapest now, ain't we? Pack's son built a bomb.
Yeah.
Threw it, and it caused a bunch of thermite grenades.
And
to just
detonate in the middle of the street.
Chain reaction.
Yeah.
Which is what caused the Cyril and Deidre savior
freak
moment.
Out. Yeah. And then the one guy who was kind of like the traitor died.
Are you talking about Nurchi?
Yeah, the one guy who was like the who was trying to hustle, trying to get money from Cassian before he left.
Yeah, he was like a loan shark.
He had a loan shark guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, double the reward. I know exactly where he is. Okay, where is he? Arrest me. 5 minutes later, he points at a random building and says, I know he's up there.
He's in there. And
he was!
He was! At that time.
They didn't find him.
And then they missed, they missed him by that much.
Yeah. And Cinta killed Cloy, which was the ISB plant that...
Yes.
She was running the bar that he would always come to, not realizing that they were basically going against each other.
Yeah. But then she's just like,
how
what are you doing?
That there was a
Sweek! And then not a word, just stab.
Yeah.
And then left him and closed the door behind him, and that was it. It's like,
you're bleeding. It's not mine.
It's not my blood.
Oh, okay.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody.
They're making a dodgeball too. I'm so excited. Okay, so, but here's the thing that I find interesting about that. How ironic, I guess, is it that there just happens to be a bar where Cinta can get a job right across the street from Marvis? It's just like,
because
hey, are you hiring?
The writers.
Washing tables, staring.
Because writers. That's why the story needs to. I mean, what else is she going to do? I mean, work in the mine or whatever it is that, you know.
Yeah.
All the big walls of the gloves that they take off the wall to go home with. Like, why? What's the point of painting the gloves if you?
They weren't going home. When they go through that big rotating door, that's them going into the. It's basically like a giant scrap, where like they have like crashed ships, and they strip them.
Okay, well,
kind of like
so
what
Cal
did.
Yeah.
Cal did.
Okay.
Imagine that, but in barracks.
Yeah.
Because remember,
it's basically a scrap yard.
Well, if you remember, that's where the one Corpo security pod landed.
Yeah.
When they were looking for Luthen, or not, they didn't know about Luthen, but when they came looking for Andor, and Brasso sabotaged it.
Yeah, and they tied the big giant engine to it and just drag it. That had been a very inexperienced pilot.
Also, can I
did
just
not
say,
know what to do in that sort of situation. I mean, come on. I guess not everybody can be top, Maverick.
Yeah.
From Top Gun. So,
can I say just how awesome of a character Brasso is? Like, they made him so adequate that he headbutted a stormtrooper and left a dent. I have that in my notes. I'm like, he just headbutted a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Because he was beating the snot out of them and taking shards off of their armor. I know you know what it's called. I just lost the name of it. Durasteel?
I don't think it's Durasteel. I think it's some other weird inferior metal. Something that's very cheap and easily to
plastic.
Yeah, it's plastic essentially.
Duraplastic. It sounds like when they walk. Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Duraplastic. Because it's not really designed, at least that the theory behind it, it's not really designed to be like melee combat esque. It's supposed to be like you get shot, it's supposed to dissipate the energy, but majority of the weapons that they face are way more powerful than anything that they have. It's just like pointless.
Yeah.
But then again,
like he was hitting that brick. Marvel was still going to town on some stormtroopers. And finally the brick cracked and he just dropped it out of anger, grabbed onto the stormtrooper and went, "Ugh!" Left a dent in the side of the helmet. I'm like, okay, I need some more Brasso. That's why I'm afraid that Brasso's the one that gets shot in Rogue One.
No, that would make me really mad. Completely different guy.
That's why I need to go back and rewatch it because now I can't see a face.
Yeah,
I can only see a build, and I can't tell if he's bigger or smaller than Cassian.
No, the guy that was there, he's about the same height as Cassian.
Okay.
And they were completely different hair. I think he's like ginger.
Oh, okay.
So,
unlike the Doctor. Okay, so
wrong show.
Yeah. Just a couple of final things. One of the best finale lines: either kill me or take me in. Smirk.
Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah.
It's you're here to kill me, aren't you?
You came here to kill me.
Yeah.
Yes. You're not making it hard. Oh.
Yeah, you're not making it easy.
You're not making it hard because he just shows up there.
No. The line was, "You don't make it easy." No. And he's like, "How about this?" And he points that he had his gun sitting there the whole time.
Yeah.
Or blaster rather.
Yeah.
And he points it at him. And he says, "Kill me or take me in." And Luthen looks down, and is like, and just smiles because he's like,
okay, he's
the gonads on this guy. I need him.
And
to
then,
work
of course,
for me.
who knows what he did to the little onboard AI droid because it did not talk and just like, wait.
We didn't even talk about the coolest part at the end of episode 11.
No, not yet. Well, oh wait, 11?
Episode 11. Luthen's ship.
Oh, yeah.
Luthen's ship is insane.
Yeah, it's a neat ship. It's a neat ship.
What were those things?
Oh, you're talking about... okay.
The tractor beam.
Right.
It looked like giant staples coming out.
I think it was just... I don't know. It could just be miscellaneous trash. It could be anything.
And it was enough to damage the satellite?
I mean, if he fired it in the beam...
Yeah,
it's
he used
pulling it.
He used the propulsion itself.
The momentum of it, and just destroyed it. Yeah,
and then the laser to take out the TIE fighters.
Fire my laser. Yes, but yeah, it's a neat little ship.
The Fondor,
and I like the way the wings, like whenever you just kind of fold up on top of it.
Yeah.
That. Yeah.
So I always thought that I would really want Mando's ship, the one that got blown up.
Oh, the Razor Crest?
Yeah. I always thought I would want one of those.
No.
I actually think I like the Fondor more.
Yeah.
The Fondor is nice.
Yeah.
And there's one thing that I want society to do, whether it's cosplay or whatever. I want Cyril's Bureau of Standards suit. Because that high collar with that tie that's coming out of just nowhere.
Yeah.
I thought that was the coolest looking suit ever.
Like,
I have it in my notes. I'm like, I need this suit.
Christmas is coming.
Yeah, but someone has to make it.
Yes. Well. Yeah. Well.
It's not like I can just call up Mr. Tony and be like, hey, put me in line with your costume designer because I want Cyril's suit. Tony Gilroy did a great job on this show.
Yeah.
He did a very good job.
There's one other thing. I'm going to finish up with this.
The really random thing that happened at the end?
Well, I say random thing. It was kind of like, oh, okay. I should have expected this, but all right, neat. The whole thing with them in the prison and what they're making and blah, 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 and the whole thing, I'd rather die fighting them than giving them what they want. What?
I said, eh.
Yeah. What they were making, obviously, look like little holder dillies for reflectors for the Death Star dish.
Yeah, specifically the and oh my gosh, it's probably that shot
of the
origin of the Rebel symbol. It's the Death Star with the antenna array coming down. That was that final shot. The Andor Rebels logo is that's what that was. It's the Death Star with its dish coming down.
Yeah, kind of.
I don't know if you can see that, but that's what I'm trying to say. That's my.
I know that there's also Sabine had done a variant.
Yeah.
Of that, kind of like the Rising Phoenix type.
That's what I always thought it was, but when they put it in the context of the Death Star like that, I was like, oh.
But anyways, it was interesting to see what that was that everybody was making.
Yeah.
In that facility when it was active. I'm sure there's others on that planet and whatnot that's
Oh, we saw them when we were coming down.
Yeah.
There's 20
like
of them.
There's several of them, but but yeah, it was just one's done, so okay, we got all these others. So obviously it's not the weapon is not complete yet.
Yeah.
So
did you also notice that the prison when you see it from Skyview?
Well, it's the Imperial symbol. Yes, yeah.
I thought that was just a cool little piece of art.
Yeah, they're doing the thing because of the thing. Yeah,
yeah. But I thought that was a cool little art. Nice.
And they kept saying the title of the show every time they called him the name.
Roll credits.
Hey, stupid. But anyway, I was okay. I was good with it. Interested to see where they pick up. I know that they said they were going to have maybe a time skip or something like this coming later.
Yeah. So
I think that they were going to do time skips in this one season, But then they were just like, no, we want to take our time and develop story and character. So please, can we have more than one? And then somebody up higher said, okay, sure.
Yeah, because they originally wrote it as a 24 episode season.
Yeah.
One single season, 24 episodes. And what they decided to do instead was they made this all 5 BBY before the Battle of Yavin, for those that don't understand acronyms. And then the first 3 episodes of season 2 are going to be 4 BBY. Then the next 3 are going to be 2.
Yeah, and then the final
one
is going to be like, I guess, whatever mission Cassian is on whenever he finds out that one guy who broke his arm and then shoots him.
Yeah, so
it's going to end up right when
we're going to find out. We're going to find out about Bodhi Rook in the probably series finale.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, and so when that comes out, Yay!
2024. They're filming it right now.
Yay. Will Earth be around at that point? Stay tuned. Unless you're seeing this in the future, then hi, we're here.
Yeah. Anyways, basically all 3 major awesome shows that came out this year, we have to wait at least 2 years before our next season, because I know you're not a Game of Thrones guy, but House of the Dragon is not expected to come back till 2025. Andor's come back 2024, and Rings of Power is 2025.
Wow, that's a long ways away.
That's a long, long ways away.
The elves are going to die before it comes out.
And you know what's really bad? Amazon's talking about, since nobody really liked it, just rebooting the whole franchise and starting over.
Well, they released it against House of the Dragon. What did they expect? They should have staggered it.
Yeah.
I mean, duh.
But yeah, that was the most recent thing I heard was Jeff Bezos was looking at viewer numbers, and he's like, maybe we should start over.
Start over? No. Moron. Don't release 2 awesome shows at the same exact time. The fan base is going to be... Anyway. Sorry.
Andor was awesome.
Yeah.
I very much enjoyed the show. It was skeptical.
It had enough Star Wars in it to recognize it as Star Wars. Otherwise, this could have been in something... We could have had this in L.A.
Yeah, right.
Someplace else on
Escape
Earth.
from L.A. The Cassian Andor edition.
I mean, granted, or some sort of spy thriller or something like that could have been easily adapted into like.
Well, that's.
I mean,
Tony Gilroy.
Yeah. So
I was like, you know who Tony Gilroy is, right?
I have heard of him. Yes.
Jason Bourne.
Okay, the Bourne trilogy. Okay.
He was the Bourne guy.
Yeah, the Bourne guy.
He's the Bourne guy.
The Bourne guy.
Not your board.
I have my metal board. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. We need to.
Oh man, I have been playing Pokemon Violet, and I have a. Actually, I just recently evolved the Corvus Squire into the Corva Knight, and I nicknamed it Metal Board because I want my board.
And while he's been doing that, I've been watching Andor 3 times. Gosh,
4-day weekend for Thanksgiving, so I just decided to be lazy.
That's fine.
Yes.
I went to see Glass Onion. It was pretty good.
Well, not the blooming onion. Sorry. One thing about the Outback, it has absolutely nothing to do with true, authentic Australian cuisine.
Except for one thing.
Kangaroo.
No. Except for one thing.
Steak.
No.
Oh.
There's an Outback Steakhouse in the Outback in Australia.
Oh, boy. That's just marketing.
No, like, Margot Robbie was like on his either Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon or one of those kinds of shows. And she said one of her first dates when she was a teenager was a guy took her to Outback.
Oh, jeez.
When she was living in the is it called the Bushwhacks or something?
Oh,
like that?
yeah.
Not, yeah.
The interior.
Yeah.
Of Australia.
Yeah.
Civil. Well, yeah, anyways, moving on.
Yeah, so we got Mando season 3. Bad Batch season 2 is supposed to be coming anytime.
At some point, yes.
It's either January or February. I hope that Mando and Bad Batch aren't running concurrently.
Right.
Because Disney Plus is on backed up. Because that's a lot for us.
Yes. We would probably have to stagger the show.
Yeah.
Watch one weekly as it releases, and then the other do a catch up on it.
Yeah.
Which that is going to eat you up on the inside, I know.
But the only thing about doing live reactions is it's so stressful because I like to watch things as soon as they come out because YouTube is a thing.
Social media.
Greetings. YouTube is a thing.
The internet is a thing, so yes. And,
oh my goodness.
But yeah,
there's not a Doctor Who New Year's thing.
No, there's not. So yeah, well, you'll see us eventually with something. So until next time, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you do not miss any new videos coming out. Also, drop a comment, say hi. Patreon is over there. We've got some goodies over there that are not on YouTube. So also, I think that's going to be it. I don't have anything else. So until next time, bye-bye and be blessed, everyone.